Do you believe Africa can break free from Western dominance and chart its own course? Or will external powers always pull the strings? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. It's no secret that many African politicians have historically been perceived as pawns of Western powers. From smiling photo ops with foreign leaders to signing deals that benefit everyone but their own people, these leaders have often followed a script dictated by external interests. But what happens when a new type of African leader rises? One who isn't willing to play by the old rules. Ibrahim Traoré, the youthful and daring leader of Burkina Faso, who is shaking up the traditional power dynamics and sending shockwaves through Western capitals. Traoré's bold actions and unorthodox alliances have catapulted him into the global spotlight, challenging the very core of Western influence on the African continent. Faced with mounting pressures and multiple assassination attempts, Traoré decided to take a step that no one saw coming. He enlisted the expertise of Russian snipers to safeguard his leadership and fortify his nation's defenses. This controversial move has not only heightened tensions, but has also made a clear statement. Burkina Faso will not be a pawn in anyone's geopolitical chess game. This video delves deep into the reasons behind Traoré's dramatic shift and explores what it means for Burkina Faso, Africa, and the rest of the world. We'll look at how he is reconfiguring alliances, investing heavily in military capabilities, and building a new model of African sovereignty. But is Traoré's strategy sustainable? And what does it signal for other African nations striving for independence? Africa has seen its share of leaders who've attempted to defy Western dominance only to face grim fates. Thomas Sankara, a revolutionary hero also from Burkina Faso, was silenced after standing against foreign interests. Muammar Gaddafi of Libya and Patrice Lumumba of Congo met similar fates for their defiance. These tragic stories underscore the peril that comes with rejecting Western influence. However, Traoré's defiance is not without a strategic plan. He has opted to shift his focus toward forging alliances with non-Western powers, specifically Russia, Turkey, and Iran. In a single year, 2023, Burkina Faso invested over $1 billion in military hardware, a move unprecedented in its recent history. This investment is not just about arms, it's about asserting Burkina Faso's sovereignty and sending a message that the nation will defend its right to self-determination at all costs. The alliance with Russia goes beyond the provision of advanced weaponry. Russian military instructors are now training Burkina Faso's forces, elevating their capabilities to defend the nation against both internal insurgencies and external threats. This partnership evokes memories of the Cold War era when the Soviet Union supported African liberation movements fighting against colonial rule. Today, Russia is once again positioning itself as a reliable partner, one that respects Africa's quest for sovereignty. Turkey's influence is also growing steadily across Africa, and under President Erdogan, the country has embraced a more assertive foreign policy. For Burkina Faso, Turkey's involvement is multifaceted. It provides military support, helps with infrastructure development, and shares cultural and religious ties, given Burkina Faso's majority Muslim population. Turkish companies are helping build roads, schools, and hospitals, providing critical infrastructure that will pave the way for sustainable development. Iran, on the other hand, brings to the table its expertise in resisting Western sanctions and creating self-reliant industries. With years of experience navigating economic isolation, Iran's knowledge is proving invaluable to Burkina Faso, particularly in agriculture, energy, and technology. Iranian specialists are helping introduce modern irrigation techniques and drought-resistant crops, which are essential for a country like Burkina Faso, where food security is a significant concern. Traoré's strategic alliances are more than mere tactical maneuvers. They represent a paradigm shift in how African countries can assert their sovereignty. The traditional model of dependency on Western aid, which often comes with strings attached, is being challenged. Traoré's approach is gaining traction, and many African nations are taking notice. From the corridors of power in Mali to the presidential offices in Guinea, leaders are closely observing Traoré's bold moves. Some are even beginning to explore similar partnerships, aiming to reduce their dependency on Western powers and reclaim control over their own destinies. This marks a new chapter in Pan-Africanism, where the continent is increasingly seeking partnerships based on mutual respect and shared interests, rather than the old dynamics of power imbalance. But such a defiant stance does not come without its risks. Burkina Faso now faces the threat of economic sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and the possibility of military intervention. The West, long accustomed to holding the reins in Africa, will not easily relinquish its influence. The stakes are high, and the battle for Burkina Faso's future is just beginning. Yet, Traoré's leadership is not solely about building military might. He understands that true stability requires economic strength and social cohesion. This is where his partnerships with Russia, Turkey, and Iran prove invaluable. With Russian support, Burkina Faso is exploring energy projects that will reduce its dependency on foreign oil. Turkish businesses are contributing to the construction of much-needed infrastructure, creating jobs, and expanding access to essential services. Meanwhile, Iran's agricultural expertise is helping to boost food security and revitalize the rural economy. Traoré's vision is not limited to defending Burkina Faso's borders. It's about creating a self-sufficient nation that can thrive independently. His strategy is holistic, recognizing that development and security are two sides of the same coin. There can be no long-term stability without development, and development cannot flourish in an insecure environment. This new direction, however, has sparked intense debates within Burkina Faso and across Africa. Critics, particularly in the West, argue that the country's heavy investment in military equipment comes at the expense of social services like healthcare and education. They warn that prioritizing military spending could plunge the country into deeper poverty and unrest. But Traoré sees it differently. He views security as the foundation upon which development can be built. As we've seen with the ongoing insurgencies in the Sahel region, instability can derail any attempts at progress. Armed groups, including those linked to ISIS and Al-Qaeda, have taken advantage of weak borders and ineffective governance to establish a foothold in the region. These groups have launched attacks on civilians, government forces, and international peacekeepers, creating a humanitarian crisis and destabilizing the entire region. Traoré's decision to focus on security is, therefore, not just about consolidating power. It's about ensuring the survival of the nation. Burkina Faso's future under Traoré's leadership is uncertain yet filled with possibilities. The country stands at a crossroads where it could either become a beacon of African sovereignty and independence or fall victim to the backlash of powerful external forces unwilling to lose their grip. What's clear is that Traoré's leadership has sparked a new wave of hope and self-determination, particularly among the youth of Burkina Faso, who see in him a leader willing to take risks for the nation's freedom. In a continent where memories of colonialism and the consequences of neo-colonialism are still fresh, Traoré's bold actions have inspired a new generation of Africans to question the status quo. His defiance of Western dominance and embrace of new alliances signal that a different future is possible, one where Africa is not merely a pawn, but a player on the global stage. Will Ibrahim Traoré's defiance pave the way for a stronger, more independent Africa, or will it lead to greater turmoil and conflict? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content like this. By subscribing, you're not just staying informed. You're joining a movement to redefine Africa's place in the world. So, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss an episode. Together, let's keep this conversation going and inspire change across the continent and beyond.